Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to this little video workshop. It's an experimental thing that I'm doing. Let's see if this works. On spin selling. Spin selling. Now, when I say selling, do you start presuming immediately that this would be relevant only to salespeople, and there is nothing else besides sales and marketing who should be, interested in selling? Well, that's incorrect. Sincerely speaking, that's very, very incorrect. In today's environment, the environment is so dynamic that each and every one of us has to go ahead and sell. There is no way that any one of us can say that we go through the entire day without even attempting to sell something to somebody at least once. We obviously do that, right? Let's say I wake up in the morning and I'm being told something by my wife. Rohit, go ahead and get this done. Now that is something that I don't want to do. I'm not the kind of guy who first thing in the morning wants to take instructions from his wife. So I'll have to sell her the idea that I'm busy elsewhere and I'm being productive, even though I might not be very productive. So very simple example. Similarly, each and every day at work, you are vying for the attention of your boss, of your customers, and there's a whole lot of other people who you really need to approach, attract towards your ideas, towards your projects, towards your simple thoughts within discussions, normal discussions that happen around the coffee table in the office. There also you need to sell your ideas. If you're not able to sell, then you're not seen as an effective person. They say, fine, he might be thinking something, but he can't express himself. When people say he can't express himself or she can't express herself, you really are not able to sell yourself effectively. Okay, so that is a very, very basic understanding of why probably everybody needs to understand selling skills and develop selling skills, and also why most of us would love to understand what exactly is spin selling. But there's a lot of buzz around spin selling. I don't have to tell you all of that. You just have to Google to get to see as to what are the other delivery methods that people are using to deliver such content. Quite innovative things which are happening out there. Fine. So anyways, coming back to, so do we all need selling skills? Yeah, probably we do, and that's our basic tenet. Selling solutions versus products, and how different is that? In case you are a person who's already involved in sales at that level, and or in marketing, or somebody who's gone through formal education in sales and marketing, I'm sure you would immediately agree that selling solutions versus products can be different. But say for somebody who's just started doing this, and there are a lot of people out there nowadays who are entrepreneurs, folks who have got small setups and who would like to reach out in the market, have a go-to-market strategy, and go ahead and sell whatever it is that they're producing. Now, what they need to basically understand that solutions or services are different from products. Products have their own identity and can be identified and don't necessarily change, and you don't necessarily have the expectation that a product would adjust or be extremely customizable according to your requirement. Having said this, there are a lot of products which are customizable, and that is the difference between a service and a product, a basic difference between a service and a product. You can customize a service, you can service your customer according to their requirements, whereas a product, once you have sold it, you've given it to them, the after sales service of products is a challenge, and it doesn't necessarily come up to the mark. Fine, so this is what we need to understand. So because solutions and products are very, very different, the way customers view them is extremely different. So your selling strategy has to be different. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. Listening for the need. Yes, of course. Like I said, if your customers require something which is customized and you don't realize that fact, there's absolutely nothing that is going to happen. Now, if you look at this little infographic that I have over here, this gentleman standing in the middle and there's a lot of information that is coming through to him. Now this is you. If you do not be this person, and you say no, I don't really necessarily care, and I will just go ahead and do whatever I feel like, and my products are good enough, and this is what I want to do. If somebody likes it, you take it. If you don't like it, you don't take it. Then you are missing the opportunity that the environment is providing you. There is an opportunity which is there where you can go ahead and listen to people. But if you don't want to do that, then nobody can necessarily force you. So always realize that you have to be conscious of the need of the customer. And this has to be from interaction number one. Even from your first physical interaction with your customer, say your first call to the customer, or the first call of the customer, or your first face-to-face meeting, you have to realize what kind of internet marketing, social marketing, what other kinds of marketing and selling have you been doing. Was it really talking to the customer's need, right? So those things. Okay. Then of course the concept of spin selling. And picking up spin selling, I in no manner say that I have got any contribution to creating this concept. Far from it. I am somebody who himself is trying his best to learn spin selling, and yes, I have referred a couple of books, and some of them freely available on Google Books. And Google Books is somewhere which I believe is an amazing effort from Google, wherein you can go and read these books, look at their snippets, try and understand what is the content, and if you like them, you can definitely go to Amazon or any of the other sites and buy them, which is just absolutely amazing. Okay, perfect. Then say we'll try and do a situation analysis, and I'll try and simulate a couple of situations for you, wherein you will get an opportunity to spin sell to a customer, or to a client, and let's see how that works out. And of course, there would be challenges. Now, when I say business challenges, you might end up saying, I'm a salesperson, I'm a marketing person. Why should I bother about business challenges? But you need to bother about business challenges on both the ends. On the customer's end also, and on your end also. If you don't do that, then again, you're probably selling a product, you're not selling a solution, and that is not what you want to do. In today's date, most product-focused organizations also want to sell solutions and not products. And of course, in the end, if there are any questions and answers through this medium, maybe we can't take them up, but you can post them on my blog. If you are, if you have a paid login or a trial login for insights where you have seen this content, you can post it on the forum over there. You will be able to generate, I'm sure, a lot of answers to the questions or the queries that you might have. Okay, so I'm just, let's say, again, that very basic example that I took earlier, wherein I was trying to sell the idea to my wife that let me have a lazy Friday or a lazy Saturday and don't trouble me early morning, which probably doesn't work. So I'm trying to sell her an idea of a movie now. Now that I know that I'm at home and I really need to be kind of, engaging her with something. So I probably try and sell an idea of a movie to her. The selling idea, selling the idea of the movie will be much more difficult than the second one, because if I suggest a dress, even though if she might not like it, she just straight away go and buy it, because then that's a product, right? A dress is a product. She can always exchange it. If she doesn't like it, she can always go back to the retailer and say, no, I didn't like this, well enough, please change it for me. But the movie, the experience that she will have with me, if I don't sell it well enough to her, she's definitely not going to buy it, because she can't. It will be tough to erase the experience of watching a absolutely horrific movie sitting next to me for about 3 hours. So that is what we need to understand. Whenever we are approaching our clients, are we offering them something which they will utilize for a while, and they say, okay, fine, if I end up paying a certain amount for this, I can always chuck it away and get something else in. Or if we are in the business of selling solutions, and what is the what is the span of our solution? How long after once we have deployed the solution in the organization, will they still have to suffer it if it's a bad solution? And that's the difference in trying to sell, maybe a product or a solution. Okay. Then leading the greenhorns. The term greenhorns should not offend anybody. I'm using it for youngsters who join organizations with a lot of gumption, with a lot of josh, so to say. And over a period of time, when they start getting little experienced, they start losing that josh, but then they start realizing, yes, now I understand what exactly my organization wants from me, or what my leaders want from me. What I'm suggesting over here is that while you are leading them, so now I'm presuming that you're a leader who has a team of at least 4 to 5 direct reports, and maybe a couple of folks down the line. And being a people manager, you have to sell yourself, and especially to the new joinees in your team. Now, when I say new joinees, I don't necessarily mean that only freshers who just come out of the college are the ones whom you need to sell yourself to. No, you need to sell yourself to absolutely anybody who's just joined your team, any person who's just come under your area of influence, so to say, or has come under your your umbrella. So while having said this, the moment I say things like area of influence and umbrella, I'm sure I pump up your ego, and most of you leaders feel like, wow, yeah, these guys are like under me. That under me is what is wrong. You have to treat these folks as customers, and to be excellent people managers, you have to resort to selling. Okay, fine. Now, new product ideas. There's a lot of ideas that we are sitting with. We don't necessarily know whether we want to deploy our R&D budgets on these particular ideas, or we should take up some other ideas. So sometimes in the market, you would just probably do a dipstick, right? You would just probably let few things out of the, your magic Pandora's box that you have, and say, fine, these are few teasers that I'd let them be in the environment, and then let's see whether somebody likes it or not. And there again, you have to deploy spin selling and other selling skills to ensure that your messaging is effective, and people really can see the value that your product will add to them, or the value that your service will add to them, or your solution will add to them, and how will it differentiate from what is already available in the market. That is very, very important. Differentiation. Okay. And of course, once you've done all of these things, spin selling itself, or maybe any other selling methodology that you've deployed to achieve the 4 points above, you would definitely have more focus as a team. You would understand where we need to focus, what solutions, what products, in which manner we need to do this, and if your thought process, if you were to understand or try and understand any kind of gyan that is ever given to you by absolutely anybody whom you respect, what they are trying to tell you is, before stepping into something, conceptualize what you want to do, plan what you want to do. Because once you have done that, and there's a famous saying that says that once I have thought of something, the task is already 80% done. And let's presume you're a team that wants to create new products, create new solutions. You definitely want to ingrain spin selling in your culture as a team working culture, so that your thought process itself changes in that manner. Whenever you're thinking of that solution, you're thinking of the solution second, and you're thinking of the customer's need first, or the client's need first, right? Whenever you are discussing something, even while you are having lunch, sitting on the table, and there are certain ideas that are jumping around, those ideas are seen through the lens of spin selling. Perfect. Great. Let's just see what is ahead. Okay, so now here's some quick mantras. When I say quick mantras, I basically mean the low-hanging fruit, right? Let's take our understanding to the next level, and this will help us. And let's see how. I took an example of a dress, and then I said a movie. Let's look at a tractor and a mobile application, right? An application developed for usage on a mobile phone. let's not talk about the moment I say mobile phone. I'm sure everybody thinks, okay, fine, there are some fancy ideas that he must have picked up from by reading some blog on the iPad or the iPhone or something to that effect. No, that's not what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you a very, very practical example of something which happened with me a couple of months back, which I still am unable to come over. I was conducting a session for creativity and innovation,